Alright, so today's video we are watching a Plat 3 support on PC playing Zen, Illari, and Lifeweaver. They say, hi, this game was quite a doozy for me. I have been stuck in Platinum for over 3 seasons now with my peak being at Plat 1. I usually main Zen, but this game was very difficult for me to play him, so I decided to try and play other heroes. The first round of this game was a disaster, and I don't think my positioning was that bad on the first point. But the rest of the first round, I definitely feel my positioning was bad. After the first round, my other support was already saying GG's in the chat, and essentially blaming us for the terrible round. On the second round, however, things changed when I went to Lifeweaver for the first time because my team was dying a lot, and I felt the pull would be useful. This proved to work out, and things got better the second round, and the game went into round 3, where we again played well, but I had a boneheaded play that almost cost us the game. I'll let you watch to see how this game ends, but could I have some tips on positioning, target focus, and maybe how to deal with some of the heroes the enemies were playing? Much appreciated. Have an amazing day. All right, we'll see what we can do for you. I'll do my best, hopefully with good results, all that, and we'll go from there. So here we go. It's time. Okay. So let's talk about this. Standing in the middle, static like this, not what we want to do. Go to the Eichenwald spot. Go for a right click. First of all, I'm not even joking. If you're playing Zenyatta, you better go for a right click here very quickly. You can do it once and get out of there, or you can go here to be a little bit safer, but like do a right click. Second of all, don't stand static in the middle of the open. I already saw that right away. Like standing here, just like going like this, hey, what's up, waiting for somebody. Like you're already should be spamming, right? Weapon accuracy, none of that will matter here. Just start spamming. Right now, this is not the start you're looking for. Right? You don't have an orb on anybody yet? We have it on Mercy, I guess. That's fine. Yeah, you talked about how you thought your positioning was good. No, because you weren't even giving yourself to play cover. You were sitting in the middle of the open. Remember, good positioning is good cover. Your escape route is going to be towards the point, towards line of sight to be able to give yourself a benefit there. You just played in the middle of the open. That's not going to be a good spot. You want to play closer to walls. Cover is important. So you thought you thought you had good position in there? Little bit off. Plus, with the lack of spam, you know, like, if I go up against a Zenyatta who decides they don't want to left click or right click at an area the whole time, I'm loving that because that means that Zenyatta's not going to be able to get any kills. They're not going to do much damage. They're not going to get that random pop shots. So, Day Little, thanks for the 61 months with the Prime stuff. Appreciate it. That's a long time. Appreciate it. Thank you. Positioning again's rough. You haven't readjusted. Like, you're not... So, like, you're not readjusting to what's happening. You're just staying static in the middle of the open. So, like, again, I want you to gravitate away this way. You have to think about they're going to be trying to snowball your team through this little area and this area. So your goal is to get back here. Now, I didn't see what the spawn timing was. You could have taken the the spot to get there, but like you should be gravitating this way to reset with your team and all of that. Anyway, now you're on Illari, so we'll see what happens with Illari. But so far, the position has been rough. Like, it just hasn't been good. To help you out with that one a little bit. See how you're standing still for that 10th of a second? That can be make or break in games. Stop standing still, like when you want to make your decision, you're kind of like, it's almost like you're taking a second to figure out what you want to do, but you do so by standing still, right? Okay. I mean, bright idea. All right. Is your pylon in an effective spot right now, or is it going to be killed by a Sombra from across the map? There you go. All right. Yeah, you see this processing part you do? It feels like you stop to figure out what you want to do. I want this to be a little bit more like consistently, like you just go to make the play. I want you to stop overthinking your pylon and just send your pylon to a spot. I'm telling you, I know it's not going to make a huge difference right now in that situation, but I've noticed you kind of stand still and wait on things a little bit. I want to see that happen a little bit less. You're not thinking an extra second of where you put your pylon. You're just sending your pylon. Like, put your pylon, like, up here above you for now, right? Your teammates are going to, like, for example, your teammates are going to back away. Put a pylon here for now. And no, don't put a pylon there. Put a pylon, like, actually, this is a tough one because, no, I think you're fine. You can put a pylon here. That more is not going to do anything. Put a pylon here. Let your teammates kind of have opportunity to back up and then destroy your pylon if you need to. If the more it kills your pylon, that's more on you and your team, like, not reacting than anything else. But right now, it's talking, okay, that's actually a good spot, too. Good decision. I don't like that. The reason why I don't like this spot as much, and let me show you, is because of this. So, like, what I envision from this pylon is they're going to come up the stairs and get it. At the same time, the pylon spot I suggest would be killed by a Xion here. So, like, there's no really winning with this pylon spot. I guess maybe here. Yeah, I think about, like, right here would be okay. This would be, like, decent because your teammates need to back up to get value. Your teammates need to back up to get some value here, right? But it's a safety spot, so you can kind of stay here initially and then readjust it later. So, anyway, sorry. I just wanted to show you some spots. You can readjust it back to your initial spot now, the one spot you're at. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. You see how you just did that without thinking? More of that. Obviously, they're going to kill it, but like that's just because your team's getting rolled right now. Right? Definitely a rough go of things. You're not wrong. Has been a rough start for you. That is for sure. Not a perfect map by any means. Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen. Like, I even, like, zoned out there for a second, too. Okay, so you end up getting yourself killed there, right? Not ideal. And then now this is kind of like the next opportunity of this. What's your play going to be? What are you going to do? See this right here? This is what I'm talking about. You cannot be standing still like that. That is never going to go well. Okay? Like, and they're not killing you during that. But for consistency's sake, if you stand still like that, you're going to get one shot way more than you should. And the more you climb, the more you'll get one shot. So you got to clean that gameplay up, straight up. Yeah. Now you're making the Lifeweaver swap. We'll see what the Lifeweaver swap does for your team. But so far, your positioning's been rough. You're not like, you're like kind of overthinking your play rather than just doing it, and that's causing a problem. Again, that also was a team effort. Your team in general got rolled there. It wasn't like, you know, it was just you. I think that was everybody's doing there. I know your teammate wanted to blame everybody else, but that was a team effort. Everybody there was not playing up to the standard that you would want. Don't be afraid to save one of your teammates here. One thing that you did wrong here is that you wanted to kill the Xion. That's fine, but you also didn't prioritize your teammates either. You know, if I wanted to give you an example of what I think a Lifeweaver would do there is help a little bit with the kill, but also use like your pull in some form to save, you know, your Rein, to bring your Rein backwards for a second, or maybe to like solidify your Juno's HP so you can actually spend more time keeping the Rein up and let the Juno kill the Xion, things like that. But right there, you kind of ignored the team after a while. Freckles, thanks for the 35 months with the tier 1. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Emongg blankies.
So we'll see what happens here next. Going for the heals. All right, you pulled Rein. Yeah, you know, that's fine, I guess. I mean, one thing I want you to be careful of is if a Rein ever gets close to a Sigma, don't like overcommit to saving your Rein with a pull. Try to keep your Rein alive with your heals, because I think like a Rein getting close to a Sigma is a very beneficial moment for a Rein. Just a little bit of a note there. That's okay. That's okay to pull the Rein there. That one's fine because of the rock. If the rock didn't hit, that was a little bit different. So we have a nice day too. Okay. You do have 3. So far, like, your team hasn't made much progress. Okay. Save your Rein with a pull. Good job. I would also look to save your teammate with a tree there. You could have done a double whammy where you would just save your teammate with a tree and then kind of take the momentum going forward. In hindsight, it might be okay that you saved your tree, but you're going to have to use it soon. Again, proactive with your ultimate is huge. Oh, yes. Block that. Yes. Perfect. I'm okay with that. Listen, I know the Rein was going to win this, right? Like, with that shatter, that was more likely going to solidify that, but I like your idea of blocking the rest of the line of sight and the disengage point. So even if, like, Rein only gets 1 there and they try backing up, you pretty much win that team fight. So it's a good combo. You build your ultimate pretty quickly on Lifeweaver anyway with, like, the amount of healing that needs to happen. So I actually prefer and like how you prioritize that play there. So that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad, but you still got to get a little bit better job at, like, scanning for your teammates and knowing when to use the pull. Remember, again, if the Reinhardt gets close to a Sigma, I'm going to give a little bit more time for the Rein to get the value against the Sigma. If I'm playing against the Rein and they keep pulling the Sigma over and over again, so here we go. Let's do this. Yep. There's the kill. Pull the Hanzo if you can. Good pull. I'm okay with that. I didn't even see your Juno there and what happened. Might have just been a good play. So far, so good. Your Xion needs a little bit of help. That's more on your Xion staying that way. Rein's going to be fine up there. You can put a pedal, by the way. Like, throw a pedal for your Rein to go up on high ground. Remember, pedal usage is key. So throwing a pedal like for your Rein to go high ground could have been beneficial there. That's something I would try to do there. I would readjust pylons right now. Your pylon's been sitting in that wherever. I don't even know where it is right now. Okay, you just did finally, but it was sitting here for the whole time. Did anybody need this one? Nope. So pylon timing was a bit off. I want you to look more into that when you can. Good EMP timing here, but also good timing of you to escape out. Remember, there's more than just your Reinhardt here, so just do a little bit of scanning. There it is. Yep. Okay, that's your Hanzo's fault. I'll be honest with you. Good follow-up kill, though. Look for your team now. Jump towards your team. Good pylon. Good. I mean, not good pylon. Good. Good pedal. Good job. I know I said pylon. I meant to say I know. You know that's gonna happen with me sometimes. I'm just gonna somehow start calling a different one. I meant pedal. You know I meant pedal. All right. Chat knows that. All right. Here we go. But yes, pedal's important to reset. Yeah. Good lamp. Yeah. True. Pulling your Rein's fine there. Rein's low. Good job. Oh, dude, right now I'm calling Georgie, Arnie, Georgie. Trust me, I know, with the cats. Do not be afraid to use your ultimate once you get it here. Solidify the team fight. Solidify the team fight. That's how I look at things. Do you need to use it? No, but I would still use it. I wouldn't risk it here. Okay. Everything is good there, except I would have put your tree up a little bit further. Just so you can be a little bit more aggressive. I did hear about that, Beast. That'll be fun. I would have been a little bit more proactive and aggressive with your tree, a little bit more forward, but yeah. Yes, and then you're going to be using your pedal on third point a little bit kind of the same way as like an escape option. This is going to be fine. I don't think you're going to lose a team fight. Not worried about that, so good job. All right, good job. Okay. They make a Moira swap. Your team is definitely, you have the momentum. So I do like you using your pedal now. Liking your damage output. Good job. Playing, this is smart positioning, by the way. Playing around corners. Notice how this is much better. It feels like you're also just playing, you're not standing still a lot anymore, which is good to see. Don't mind the pull. One of those two needed to be pulled. Honestly, only thing I would say there is try to focus on your Hanzo one more heal and then go back to your Rein. Your Rein can use a shield if need be. So, yep. Good kills. Backing away, I see. Nice shot. That was, I don't know. That's just kind of one of those like unlucky duel situations that didn't go in your favor. I think I'm okay with how that one went. All right, Juno ultimate from your team. I'm trying to be a little bit more kind of like front and center of what's happening with your play. Giving you a lot of feedback right now, maybe too much. I would recommend putting a pedal out soon, just to kind of give your team again. Always give your team an escape route. All right, I mean that's there. I would pop a tree at one of the doorways. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Yep, that's it. I'm okay with that. Putting the tree there to block an angle. They're gonna have to go through. You're good. Good job. I like that you're using your tree aggressively. Just one little bit of a note. Again, always think about where your team is gonna be going. I'm not a big fan of like the backline trees. I like it more when you can push into your tree and kind of make it aggressive there. So just a bit of a note on that side of things is just something that I've noticed and I think would be really good there. So Mizuki, don't spam your hats. I do it all the time. Definitely learn how to path more, as in like how to path more, as in like be more kind of proactive with your shift now. With that extra like second they added, it's so much better. So kind of like how you play a Sombra. Rein is a little bit aggressive. I will say you are a little bit safe here. I know that the Doom's in your spawn there, but like the way that you're playing this angle is almost too safe of a positioning. I know they play the choke pretty close, but I want you to get a little bit more comfortable. I want you to be a little bit more, I guess, proactive around that corner. Like just don't, I don't want to see you get pushed back here when you don't even have to be pushed back, is what I'm saying. Right? I think like it's fight for the positioning a little bit more. He says, yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's a tough one, Druid, on that one for sure for decision making wise. I can see that. What rank is this? Plat. I think this is Plat 3 if I'm correct. All right. Good job. Behind you. Yep. Remember the pedal? There you go. Good job. Good cleanup. Good play. Okay. 4 minutes on the clock, 4:20 on the clock, so you have time. Keep in mind, overtime spawns, for anybody new to the game, overtime spawns are longer, so this is going to be more beneficial to you as a player, which can go really well for that situation. So you don't care to go until this point. I can understand that. Positioning's okay right now. That's your Hanzo's fault. Don't. Like, that your Hanzo needs to find the line of sight with your teammates. Obviously, you would have been a much better spot. Just a little bit of a note. If you know you're going to pull somebody there, make sure it's the Mizuki. Don't mind the wall there. I mean, the tree. Now, normally, I would say, hey, be a little bit more aggressive and proactive with your ultimate forward, but in an overtime situation, that goes out the window, right? That was a good tree for the situation, in my opinion. That is a good tree for the situation. Taking the high ground here with a pedal, perfect. Remember to reapply your pedal somewhere else now, whether that's down below. Perfect. You're doing a good job of that. You're starting to use your buttons more, so maybe you had like a really slow start to this game. You don't have to pull just yet there, but I do see what you're looking for. Yep, nice shot there by the Moira. That's more on you. You're getting a little bit too hyper-focused on somebody with full HP there, or close to full HP. I know it was the first heal. I need you to KD more with your team. In overtime, it's not good to like isolate yourself. Like in overtime, it actually is where you kind of have to play a little bit more. So that was a bit of a misplay by you, just kind of letting that kill you there. Obviously, I've died to Moira orbs too without realizing it. Sometimes it just isn't a good, as much of it. Oh no. Yeah, so I know that's a mistake, obviously. You just got to recognize the situation. If it's overtime, you got to just give your teammate a chance there. So that was definitely a bit of a misplay. Now, let me point something out that may not have made a difference, just so you know. Like, obviously, your teammate was low. So, like, there's a chance they kill him anyway, and you're fine. But you never know. You tap the point there. There was enough of limbs prior that your teammates get back in time. So it is what it is. You know, you made a quick decision. You learn from it, you go again. Your team is set up to win, though. Like, you're still in a very good spot to win this game. Yep. I mean, Lifeweaver's been working, so, like, I'm okay with seeing it. Remember when the Cassidy's lit up like that? It means he has Peacekeeper, or what? Not Peacekeeper, Silver Bullet, which is the right-click, like, sniper one. That's what that animation means. Much better here. Positioning is okay. Not bad. I like you're a little bit more of aggressive nature here because you can use your mobility to get back. Good job of utilizing your kit. Let's see. I can look in a second on that one, Fox. Last time I saw they were on, but you never know what their time is. Moon, Tina, thanks for the 5 months of the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So far, so good. Positioning looking solid. That right there. That is the one thing I want to point out to you about positioning. Do not turn your back to go to that spot. That's how you get one shot by somebody across the map. You need to be very careful of making those type of plays, okay? Like, even for a quick second, you turn your back. Next thing you know, the Cassidy hits a silver bullet shot on you as you're doing that. A Moira orb comes in, you fall over, right? Just because you turn your back and don't, like, put yourself in a better position. So, I want you to keep note of that, of when you're going to turn around, also make sure you're in a safe spot, because that's going to get you killed sometimes. Obviously, sometimes it's inevitable you'll be in a bad spot, but that was not one of them that you needed to be. Positioning yourself correctly is going to win you a lot of games. You like to spam. That's just a team fight loss. You're overcommitting on the angle a little bit, but that's it, yeah. I mean, like I said, some of the grips are like, I understand some of them if you're trying to keep someone first healed for a second. A lot of what's happening, though, is it's more about, like, it feels like when somebody gets low, your first reaction is to think about the pull. And I think that will sometimes cause a problem, right? Like, Lifeweaver also has a good amount of healing, right? So you're capable of keeping people alive. It definitely feels like you feel like you have to pull somebody if they get a little bit too low, but it's also understanding the situation. Like, for example, there's a chance you could have kept your Hanzo alive there. Now, do I think it was a good pull? Yeah, that was fine. But, like, you could, in theory, keep him alive. That tree... It feels like you're kind of rushing your plays now. You're not, like... That's what it feels like to me. It feels like you're trying to force some plays. I don't think you need the tree there. Like, your Ryan was fine. You blocked the line of sight a little bit, but he's going to be fine because it's, like, just enough. But, like, I think you would have been better off waiting an extra second on the tree. Like, right now, this would have been a perfect time to have the tree. Right here at this moment right here. 100%, this is where you pop a tree at that choke. They can't get through. The cart gets held there. You're trading an ult for an ultimate. Much better scenario. But instead, your Ryan's at 80% HP and you pop your ultimate there. That's why I think it's a bit of a misstep on that situation there. Cool. This is a little bit out of position again by your team. Your team's kind of all over the place. I'd be a little bit careful of... You can pull your Rhine in a second if you need to. You don't have to yet. I love that you're trusting your heals. Now you're distracted by the... I do want to point something out to you. Do you notice how at no point there did you check on your teammate? Do you see what I'm saying? How at no point during that whole sequence you looked at your teammate to see if they were what they were doing? Even though you're going for the Winston a little bit, I also want you to pay attention to your Rein. Because if you lose your Rein there, things can be a little bit different. I know your Moira kind of had your Rein's back, but it's a quick scan as you're running away. Because I felt like your HP was in a safe spot there. Either way, 45 seconds. Remember, technically, you don't have to hold the point. You have a meter that you can work with. I wouldn't play around that because that could be a weird scenario, but there goes your Moira. So what's your play here? Gonna pedal. Okay, you pedal. You're moving around. Teammates getting a little bit low. Not gonna pull them, right? Perfect. Pull your Rein now. Pull your Rein. Perfect pull. That's good. This is good. This is a good idea. Now get your Rein healed. Worry about your Rein for now. I know you have a couple of low HP teammates down there, but this is the correct play. Rein is gonna go back in. That's pretty normal. I would have hoped the Rein waited a little bit longer, but that is what it is. Good movement. Position is looking solid. You have to readjust now. Keep in mind your teammates are going to be up out of room. Now pop your tree around the point. I'm okay with this. That's going to give your teammates a safety net here. There is a Winston ult coming up. Try to pull your Rein. Ooh, a little bit of a misplay there, but that's okay. What I would do in that situation next time is recognize there's a Winston ultimate and look to be on an angle to pull your teammate back up. But overall, good play, good result, good win. So, yeah, a couple of things. Remember, trust your heals, as in sometimes you're pulling a little bit too early. Make sure your pedals are constantly be moving around. On a Yari, pylon placement's key. Stop overthinking it. Your positioning on a Yari and Zenyatta was much worse than your Lifeweaver. So I want you to think about playing corners more and playing smart with your position on your pylons. And stop standing still. There's a lot of times where you would stand still. I felt like on Lifeweaver there was less of that. So I want more of how you played Lifeweaver and like that style of movement than when you were on Zen and a Yari and you were just standing still in the middle of the open. You fix that, you'll be fine. But your inconsistency will come from the way that you're... It feels like you're taking an extra second. Like, oh, do I want to put a pylon here? But when you're making that decision of putting the pylon up, you're standing still. Like, you just stop moving. That's going to get you killed a lot. And that's where you're going to pick up that random Zenyatta death across the map. A Widow gets a Hanzo, etc. So remember, more movement with your positioning. Ultimate decisions were okay. But I do think you need to remember, play corners and walls way more. It will help you a ton. Obviously, with Lifeweaver, your positioning can get a little bit more lax because you can then use your shift to get away, which is what you were doing a good job of. But Zenyatta and Illari do not have that. Well, Illari does with the burst away, but I like the burst away more offensively than defensively. But I would say playing corners, prioritize that. You'll be in a good spot. You do got this. You absolutely got this. If you like the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't, leave a comment. All that helps. You want to submit your own spectating, my Discord is where to do that. And if you want to watch more of these to learn how to get better at the game or maybe something helpful, we'll have a video pop up here on the bottom. Click it. It's going to be a good one. And with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.